Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me this evening on the late one with yours truly, SYLBOURNE SYDIAL, on this beautiful Sunday evening, Sunday, the 27th of February, 2022. And thanks for those joining in on Instagram. Well, Instagram is just going to be an overflow. Thanks for those joining on Facebook and on YouTube. You can join on Facebook, which is SYLBOURNE TV. And you can also join me on YouTube, which is the main one. And of course, we got to give a small prayer, of course, and wishing the best with what is happening in the world now. As you know, crazy thing which is happening over there in Ukraine with Russia. We have to keep them in our prayers. But at the same time, life goes on. Yep. After COVID, life goes on. After Putin, life goes on. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight, life goes on with Joan Green. Yep, life goes on with Joan Green. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, tonight I've got a guest. And she's from Jamaica. You know, I'm an Ochi man, straight. She's from Marvelly in Jamaica, Kingston. I know Marvelly. I used to live on Corville Gardens sometime years ago in Jamaica. And Miss Joan Green, actually, she have this book which is called All You Need to Know About 11 Plus. All You Need to Know About 11 Plus. And I don't know anything about 11 plus because I'm not 11 years of age, you know what I'm trying to say? But she's going to tell us what it is about 11 plus. Joan Green, she's an author, teacher since 1988 from Jamaica and presently teaching in the UK and operate her own tuition groups, one-to-one tuition, prepare children for 11 plus. And her book is a guide for parents and children, all you need to know about 11 plus and all and everything. Without further ado, I'm going to bring in Miss Joan Green. Good. Joan.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, 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 hello. I tell you, you fit in the dynamics of my colors here for my show. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got the purple, you know, my same dynamics.
Well, I'm a lady of colors.
You're a lady of colors. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for joining and for this Sunday evening. And as I said earlier today, you know, so many things happening in the world, but at the same time, we have to keep progressing and moving on. I mean, we just come out of COVID, and the interesting thing which you'll talk about with your book, All You Need About 11 Plus, is when you said you wrote it during the course of this time. But anyway, hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm really fine, thank you. It's lovely to be here to
Yes,
share things.
yes, yes. So tell me now, what is it? What is 11 plus, Joan Green? What is 11 plus?
Actually, 11 plus is an examination that is taken by children at the beginning of year 6.
Mm,
And this is an examination for entrance into a grammar school if they are successful.
okay. And okay, well, we're talking a sort of international audience here to a certain extent.
Yes.
If you break down the different groups, like you said, 11 plus is for going into. I mean, in Jamaica we talk about common entrance, but somebody said to me recently, common entrance don't exist in Jamaica anymore.
Yeah, it's PEP.
Peps, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. I'm not too versatile on that because I'm not there, but I heard about it. My nephew is preparing for it as well.
Mm. So tell us about the book, Miss Green.
Well, this book has birth during COVID.
Yes.
Um, it was as a result of parents asking lots of questions over the years, and during COVID, it was just pronounced. They were asking those sort of questions because they were worried, wondering, will my child pull through because of COVID? And it was
Mm.
all new to me to work online. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I am not technical. But Zoom, thank God for Zoom.
Yes.
I've been working on Zoom with the children, and it was fairly new to them as well. And parents were worried, will they get through? Will they get through that question? I had meetings upon meetings with the parents just to comfort them. So as a result, I thought, you know what? Over the years, parents ask these questions. Not only the questions, I've seen so many things happen with children who prepared late, who prepared early, and I really studied the trend, and so I
Mm.
thought, why not put everything in one place so that parents who really need that support will have it.
So that was your driving factor during the COVID period. So while the COVID was wreaking havoc and messing up people's lives, you seen a way how you can make it better for those who are actually struggling, because a lot of students, of course, as we all know, with COVID, never weren't able to go to school, and somehow you feel like they were left behind.
Not really that they were left behind. These were children I had prior to COVID. And
Mm.
so they were in the year for their examination. Because
Yeah,
I think COVID happened, um, say the March. I mean, it happened January when we came back, and I was teaching
2020.
normal.
Yeah.
It was 2019 or
Oh,
2020.
2019 it was starting, and then 2020 of March,
2020, right.
when
And
March
so
shut
that's the year they were going to do their examination. So
down.
it was just a big hit for the children to work that way, preparing for the exam, making sure things were happening. And, you know, I just had to do something to support them the best way I could. And they continued. So it wasn't a worry, so to speak, but it's just to continue and how we should do that.
But I mean, we're talking about the UK, the United Kingdom here. There must have been lots of books for 11 plus, which is around for a while. I mean, what motivated you then to get in there? Is it because you have a special demographic of people?
I think you hit the nail on the head, I would
Yeah.
say. Obviously, yes.
Mm.
That is why I've written it, because it's a bit different from the normal book in one sense, because I think it's in Jamaica we talk about the grassroots.
Yes.
It's more being a mother, a teacher, wearing the different caps,
Mm.
really, and putting all that together, understanding my parents and their needs, understanding my students, and understanding what had happened prior to that. Because I had parents, or students rather, who were not ready for the
Yeah.
examination because um, they've started too late. Maybe academically they were not there.
Yeah.
So it's just to get parents aware, should my child take this examination? If they are not really ready for it, it's really to help making decision and the right one.
So therefore, what you're actually saying then, Miss Green, is that you actually seen a gap, and then you actually fill in that gap. So you're actually dealing with a specific demographic, but somehow it has ricochet more than what you planned, isn't it?
Yes.
And what are you seeing now with the work which you have done with the book, and how it has been effective? How effective has the book been, or is being at this time?
Well, I must say that um, with my Saturday school that I'm running at the moment,
Mm.
I must say that you find more parents wanting to join the lessons.
Yes.
Um, they're more aware of what they want. So I think it is doing its job. It's just to get it out there.
Yeah, yeah, getting it out there. So tell me now, you grew up in Jamaica. Let's talk about the background a bit. How was your growing up in Jamaica and your education? How has it influenced you here now in the UK? What's the difference? Tell us a bit about you. I went
Well,
straight in with let people know
mm,
about you. Yes.
well, as you know, I'm from Marley. I'm a Marley girl.
Yes.
And I went to Melgrove High School,
Yes.
and I've taught at Marley all age at the time, and then it became junior high. I went there and I went back to teach there. So um, I've taught there for a couple of years, and then I migrated here. What influenced me? Well, uh, really, it's the passion that I have. Really,
Mm.
it's just that passion for teaching. I always wanted to be a teacher. It's a passion for teaching, and that passion never leaves. And I still have that passion today. I'm still passionate about that teaching, and it's just working with children and to see children thriving and being successful. That's what drives me. That's what influenced me constantly, to see the children thriving and really progressing.
Yeah. And the sort of education back home in comparison to the same here, how would you say the difference is? Is it more challenging or is it the same? And all you got to do is just apply your knowledge
I
and just
think there are pros and cons in the two system. Um, but what I would say with Jamaica, from when I was there, because things has changed, and but I think it's more the relationship that we do have with the children and parents back home makes it's different.
yeah,
It's really different. I think that's the great difference, and um, I think that's one of the biggest difference. And then the resources. I
yeah,
think with Jamaica, we don't have as much resources as we do have here in London or in England.
or in the UK as well.
Mm,
Let's go into the book. I don't know if you have a book with you because
I do.
yeah, of course. Someone was saying, "Have you read the book?" I say, "Yeah," but it is more like a guide, isn't it? It is
It
like a
is a
guide.
guide.
So
It's a guide.
so it is not like a book where I can sit down and say, "Let me just have a midnight reading."
No, no, it's not a midnight reading. It's a guide where parents will have to read it, and they read it along with their children to really create, inspire the children, create that mindset, get that understanding. Where do I need to go? Where do I start? When do I
Mm,
start? Is this for my child? It answers all that question.
yes, because ladies and gentlemen, as some of the topics are, what is the 11 plus, the benefits of doing 11 plus. I'm seeing a young guy there, Casmas. He's a footballer, young boy, which I see when I'm walking in the park. He's online on Instagram. How to prepare for 11 plus. What are the advantages and disadvantages of 11 plus? How can I make sure my child do well in the 11 plus? How do you make sure, Joan, that your child do well? How do you make sure?
I think I'm glad you asked that question actually, because I think that's my message, making sure your child gets it. It's about teamwork.
Yes.
Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. It's not my child goes to a tutor, being tutored, and come home and do nothing. And I am not aware of what my child is doing. It's that parents will need to work with their children consistently.
Mm,
And I know we're busy. I get that. I get that 100% how busy we are as parents. But then you've got to balance it, um, making sure that your child is working along with you at some point. You know what your child is doing, and really communicating with the tutor consistently. Um, I think that helps a lot. And once your child is like at average, as we said in London here, an average pupil,
yes.
then they stand a very good chance of being successful at passing the examination if the teamwork is working, if they've got that mindset.
Mm. Mm. So the key thing, what I'm picking up, ladies and gentlemen, and what you're actually saying, Joan, is that it's all good to have the 11 plus book. It's all good to give your child it, but it's a partnership with parents and the children, isn't it?
Most definitely.
And then you're right in the middle there, guiding. So you're actually guiding the parents and also guiding the children at the same time.
At the same
So
time.
so your tuition bit, if I'm to sell your tuition, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm selling it because I'm getting some shares in Joan's business, is that the parents have to be a part. You can't just offload the children and say, Joan, sort it out.
No, 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 no. We have to be it must be a teamwork, team effort. It has been working over the years. I really said to my parents, you've got to work. And I said, send me a message, even the book. Oh, I was working with them. It didn't get this. And
Mm,
I'm actually also saying that parents don't need to know it. They
yes,
just need to say
be
to the
there.
child, okay, have a go. I'll come and check. And anything you don't know, don't worry. I'll speak to your tutor, whoever that tutor be, whether it's me or whomever, about it. Because you're not getting the percentages. You're
Yes.
not getting it. all right, don't worry about it. I can't do it, but I'm sure your tutor will help you through it. Bingo.
I saw recent days I was doing some cleaning up and I saw one of my first report card from York Castle High School. And I said to my son, he's 14, and I said to him, "You need to keep some of your stuff." And he said, "No, I don't need to keep it, man." And I showed him this. Look at this. I'm in my 50, yes. And I looked at the report card and I said, "Wow, this was York Castle High School in Sentan." And I said, "Wow." And I said, "One day you'll recognize why it's so important to keep these cards, and these things." But let me just say hi to some persons who are saying hi to you. Um, Deborah said, "Mrs. Green, you've really done a great job with so many children. You are a true definition of a teacher. God bless you." And Michelle from the States saying she's greeting her friend Vita. Everybody's coming on saying hi to themselves. I hope they all say hi to you instead of saying hi to each other. Scotty, this particular program Miss Joan is speaking about is geared at any child in the UK who wants to prepare for grammar school. Can you break down for those in the asking what is a grammar school then? I don't know if we've touched that before. What is a grammar school? Because as Triple E.S. Spencer said, it is geared towards grammar school.
Okay, grammar school is quite different from um, the public schools, so to speak. They're public, but they're more geared towards more the private, between private and public schools.
Yes.
Um, and it's more technical, okay?
Yes.
And it gears for children who are more academically inclined.
Mm.
So the focus a lot on the academics.
Yes. Yes.
Not that they don't do other things, but they focus a lot on the academics. And I think one of the advantages of going to a grammar school is that I think it lessens the bullying aspects of the normal schools, um, where everybody is so focused on getting their work done. They're so competitive. They don't
Yes.
have time to lime around, not going to classes and become silly. So
Mm.
great minds think alike. They've got the same kind of mindset. So it limits um, all those distraction, because everybody wants to beat somebody in a healthy way.
It's interesting you said that those who are academically inclined. Some people would say back home, they say for bright children. Yes. But really and truly, we are seeing now that is false. Because bright
Of
children
course.
doesn't mean to say that just because you're academically inclined. Because of recent days, and you can correct me, I'm sure I saw the Minister of Education Secretary, talking about getting rid of or not contributing to dibby degrees. I'm saying dibby degrees, meaning to say degrees which they believe are not going to be generating income for people, like degree in sports management and all those sort of things. They're sort of setting a sort of standard. Is that correct?
I believe that, you know
I,
what?
I I twist it up by saying dibby for
Yeah, I
Jamaica.
know,
Don't
I know, I
understand.
know. But
Yeah.
I believe that everything in life has its place.
Yes.
Everything in life has, because it's um not everyone is going to be academically inclined.
Yes.
Um, those who are skillful, it's there for them. You
Yes.
have people who work best with their hands. They do different things. All our skilled people, well done, because it's great. It's
Mm,
great. Um, you just have different things for different folks,
mm.
different strokes for different folks.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
there,
Yes.
and so nothing is wrong with anything that we do now. Some people can just be computer savvy and still did not go through that process and they know everything. And I'm not computer savvy. So,
My 11-year-old daughter is my mentor when it comes
but
on to
there
some
you
editing.
go. There you go. So, I would tell you this, back in Jamaica, I tend to want to work in schools, in the inner city schools,
Mm,
because I wanted to impact on lives in one form or the other.
mm.
And I usually tell my children, listen, you just need to try your best. Only the
Yes.
best is good enough. For me, just try. Get it wrong, it's okay.
Yes.
be
Somebody
with
was
you
yeah,
together.
yeah.
So
Somebody was asking what age is years three? Is that, I don't know if it was a communicate. Is that for you, Joan? What age is years three?
year three is grade three age, as somebody said. No, it's not age three, not 3 years old.
Yeah.
It's they're 7 years old. Seven
Mm,
going
so,
eight.
well,
Yeah,
somebody
seven
said
years
it. Yeah.
old. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Tell us now. What is your hopes then and aspirations? Where do you see this book going? Because, ladies and gentlemen, make sure I do a plug. Make sure you get this book, and you can get this book simply by going on to the website for Miss Joan Green, which is brightertuition.co.uk, and you see her telephone number there. You can always get it there. Um,
And I should say also on Amazon.
mm,
Yeah.
on Amazon, and yes, and Amazon as well. And of course, you can get it. And if I put up the book, and there it is, all you need to know about 11 plus. All you need to know about 11 plus. There it is. And how much is it, Miss Joan? What's
It's 7.99 on
seven
my, but on
seven?
Amazon it's 9.99. Nine
Okay,
ninety nine on Amazon.
right, right. Okay, so tell us, what is it then that where do you see this book going? Screen.
Well, I would say my dreams and goals for it. I would like to see really parents going out and get that book to use and guide them through the journey. If I want my child, some parents, they definitely know what they want for their children.
Yes.
But sometimes they don't know. Like for grammar school, they don't know when to start. And I think to start in year three, as in London, year three, 7 years old, it's a good start without pressure. It's not going to be a pressure system because in Jamaica we do private lesson every from my from I knew myself I was doing private lessons
Yes.
in Jamaica. It was just a part of our system. It's somewhat similar. So children should start being prepared for this examination, not in a very stringent form where they everything single day and parents
Yes.
are at them, but they should start early if they want to get a better results. If they don't want to be pressured, they start early because to be honest, it can be pressuring.
And that brings me to this point now, and I'm sure any parents would be asking this question. How can I know, and from what are some of the signs that I need to look for to see if my child should be going to grammar school or is academically inclined?
Okay, signs. I'll talk about- Once you notice that your child is just doing very well so far at school, they can read, they can write, they know their maths, they're just clicking, go for it. And some children start late. Some children start late
Yes.
in clicking. So it's about just making sure that you're working with your child. And if you think this is something you want, I would say remember the examination. It's a free one.
Yes.
It's whether your child pass or fail this examination. It's a lifelong learning skill that they will take on seriously, even though I've got children who did not pass the examination, but they did well in what we call here SATs, the final
Mm,
examination, and moving on to their secondary school, they just ace it because that's when they're ready. Sometimes they're not ready.
yes.
You have to know that as well. So it's a tricky bit. Once they're being assessed by your tutor, or you assess them and you know, oh, my child is doing well. I think I want
Mm,
my child to go to a grammar school, or this is what I want for my child. It's not everybody will want their children to go to a grammar school,
yes.
really. But if you want your child to go to a grammar school, year three would be uh, the should I say the best year to start. Some
Right.
people even start from year two.
Yeah.
However, it's no, when I say start from year two, they'll just maybe buy the bonds book and get them to work through it for homework and
Mm,
not pressuring them because I don't believe in pressure. Children should not work under pressure, should make it exciting and enjoyable for them. The best way we can do it as parents and as teachers.
can I just ask, when they when you recognize the difference with the children, and then you start to separate them, does it create problems sometimes with friends, children? How do
So,
you deal with
sorry,
that?
can you repeat that? I think I missed that first bit.
Yeah. I was trying to get it out the right way. Like as I mentioned, and I asked a question, how do you know the distinction, the difference when you realize they're academically inclined and they've got their mates and their friends and they start to separate them? Does that create a problem with the children to a certain extent?
No,
Mm,
because I can't see any separation really,
mm.
unless you're really referring to in school where
Yes.
we do group them in schools. But where grammar school is concerned or preparing them for grammar school, it would be parents' choice.
Okay. Yes.
Parents' choice. It's not something that is mandatory for children because in the mainstream to go to prepare for the examination. It's a
Mm.
choice by parents, and I want to see more of our Caribbean people going for it,
And I'm gonna
going
come,
for it.
yeah, I'm gonna come to that point about the your target market. But someone just asked a question. I don't want to forget this question. Joan, have you worked with kids with special needs, ADHD?
Yes, I have. Um, and to be honest, he passed the examination. I think this year is the first year. No, no, not the first year. I've had one before, and both of them have been successful at
Mm.
passing their examination. And I'm just happy and thrilled about it that they have passed the examination. And yes, it was interesting working with them. Really interesting working alongside them.
And and
Um,
and I guess it's so important to understand even the cultural difference as well, isn't it?
yes.
Do you find yourself understand well the gap, because sometimes there's a perception, let's call it a spade, black children sometimes they tend to have a hard time. We have seen and we have heard about it. How do you see this book? Is that your main market though? What do you
No,
say is your main
it's not
market?
just, it's for everybody.
Or
My book is for
I know it's for everybody, but where do you see most of the your clientele
most
from?
of my clients are, to be fair, Nigerians and Africans. My African parents
Hmm.
are the ones who are pushing, pushing, pushing. I could count, yeah. African parents are the ones who are pushing their children for grammar school, and I is so thrilled to see that.
What about the Caribbeans, West
Uh,
Indies?
I, I can't
I heard something in
count
your
them on
voice
my
there a
one
while ago.
hand, really.
I'm
I
sorry.
wish I could see more Caribbean people going for it. I don't know what happened, but not many in my area in particular. I could maybe I'm just limiting it now to my area. I can't see many people within my vicinity going for it. Caribbean, but a lot of our African people are there. Our African brothers and sisters, they are just pushing their children, and it's just really awesome to see that.
So how, and do you believe then that our Caribbean people need to really zero into this as well?
I think they should zero into it. Why not?
Mm.
Why not?
Well, somebody just said here, Scotty said, Joan, I think you should be given your own school of excellence. But I want to go back into that particular point as your school of excellence. How do you believe that persons listening here now can spread the word to our fellow Caribbean persons or anybody who is here? If a lot of my following is from Caribbean base, how can we influence our peers, our family, our friends to really zone in? Where can we, do you do some talk as to why we should do 11 plus? Maybe we should create some talk for you, Joan.
I do events. That's the first thing. I do events. I've just started, to be honest, started doing
Yeah.
events, and I've done a few. I've been doing workshops at libraries talking about strategies and how parents should work with their children, and in the same time, at the same time, actually promoting my book as well. So I do strategies for parents. So come on, we have paid strategies, we have free, workshops as well. So and you'll find that when I'm going to be doing them, it's posted on my website.
Okay.
So I would say you can visit my website, you can call as well. It will be always posted on my website when we're going to have these events. And we're trying to work out that we have two events each month or one. So Yeah.
The, I, I know you're on Facebook, and it's a pity we didn't have it up there. Um, and you're on Instagram as well. It's a pity we didn't put up there. Your Instagram, is it Brighter Tuition?
It's not under Brighter Tuition. It's under my name, Joan Green.
Okay.
Um,
Would you like people to follow you there on Joan Green?
okay, by all means, follow me. Follow me, follow me, follow me.
Okay. Follow
That
Joan
would be
on
great.
Joan Green, and of course I'll put it up
And I'm on Facebook as well.
on Facebook as well. 'Cause I think what you have tapped on is something very important there because um, I was watching some things about what's going on in Ukraine, and they said a lot of African students are there, and they're getting left behind or so. And some people are now asking these questions: why are our brains and our brilliant persons going to different countries where we should have them in Africa, should have them in the Caribbean, where they can able to study? Of course, the cost is a factor, but it does point to the need for us to be teaching our people and to get them to a high level of excellence, you know.
Exactly.
And I think that the work you're doing is fantastic. And somebody said, Scotty said, we don't want to pressure our kids, as Jones said. Remember, it is for the academically savvy kids. But as we said earlier, academically savvy doesn't mean to say they'll be the more wealthy. It's just that they're more academically savvy at this time, isn't it?
Um, there's something I want to say.
Please.
I've seen children who people might not have thought they were academically savvy at the beginning of things, and they've done well. They've done well. You thought, oh my God, but at the end they've done well. So, grammar school, I would say, it's not for everybody,
Yeah.
but I think it's a good place to be. It's a good place to go, want to go, and our children should be encouraged. It's free. Why not? Why not?
Yes.
Why not? That's my question. Why not? It's free. They can't lose out because it's a lifelong learning. It pushed them ahead. Education can never be something
Mm,
that we say, well, we won't achieve anything. I know lots of us would say, okay, I'm educated and I don't have a job and I have nothing. But
mm,
whatever you have will never ever be erased.
yes. Something you
Just
have
live
and
your dream.
mm,
My mantra, before you even ask me, I want to say
yes.
at this point, um, you don't have to be great to start, but you just have to start to be great. And I just love
Mm,
that. Just start. For me, I never thought of writing a book, honestly. Maybe I thought of having a school one day because as a little girl back in Jamaica, I usually keep a summer school for my community.
but
And they usually
it
pay me
seemed like somebody
50
knows you. Seemed like somebody
50
knows
cents.
you because they said, "Great job, man." They said, "I miss you. We miss your teaching in Jamaica." You know that person, Cheryl Fearon.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I just dropped that thing. Please continue
Sorry.
about this.
So then
Yeah.
they usually pay me 50 pence, 50 cent. Yeah, 50 cent for the lesson. And I would dress up nicely with my friends from Holy Childhood and we'd be teaching like crazy.
Mm,
So
mm.
you just have to start from somewhere. And I would say do not die with your dreams because we're gonna all die someday.
Oh,
But don't die with your dreams.
I
Live
want,
it.
yeah, I want to go back to that quote there because anybody who knows me, I'm this motivational person with my walk and talk motivational moments, and I like quotes. My favorite quote is, "Don't go with the flow, or you'll be in someone else's stream. Create your own rivers." But I want you to go back to what you said in your favorite quote, and just go back to that. I want to sort of say it again, please.
Okay, I was saying that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
You don't have to
You
be
can-
great to start, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to start to be great. Am I correct there? That
You
that's
are correct.
that's awesome. So listen, in wrapping up, Miss Green, one of the questions I want to ask you now in this book, is this your first book or your
Yes,
last book?
no, first and more to come. First
A
and more
sneak
to
preview of the
come.
next one.
In the process of writing it, and I want to say something before you even ask me that last question.
Yes.
For me, it's about putting God first
Yes.
in everything that I do, every single thing, putting God first place, making God first place. And and I just say my church, New Wine Church,
Yes.
they have taught us well as brothers and sisters, and we know that we have to put God first place, and that's a part of what I do with my teaching,
Mm.
putting God first place. And throughout COVID, my children online, it wasn't because of fear, but even before COVID, we usually do just the Our Lord prayer because it was a part of the system in Jamaica.
Yes.
That's what we know. We
Yes.
always have our devotion. So, and I've seen some prayer warriors. You know that our African parents are prayerful people as well. But my little children would be praying, and I'm
Mm.
like, look at my little prayer warriors. I think that's my ministry, just to really get my children to know that there's a God. And yeah, so I just want to put that piece in. I didn't do things on my own strength, but
Yes.
upon
Yes.
God's strength. Yeah.
As I say, not by strength, not by might, but by
Make
my
the back
spirit,
up.
says the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
We can have church at the same time. Why not? We can have church
Why not?
Sunday,
Why
isn't
not? We have to give God the
it?
glory.
Somebody says, Scotty said, Joan, I hope you sell enough books to get your own school and train other potential teachers to spread the news and information. That's Scotty, one of my regulars. And
Scotty, you know what? Actually started doing training for teachers as well. I've just started training teachers on how to prepare children for 11 plus. I've just started, so that will keep going. Thank you for that.
okay. And another person here, Susanna, Sukaina Calendar. Yes, I agree. We need more of Joan's excellence. Also, some Caribbeans are no longer pushing or disciplining our children the way we used to do, fear of social services or repercussions. Any thoughts on that?
Wow, that's a heavy one. It's so true, so true,
Yes.
so true, so true. It's just we just have to have the know-how.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we just need that know-how as
Yes.
well. We have to be mindful, and we need to have that know-how. How do we
Yes.
do it? How do we do it? I think it's just that having that conversation as early as possible with our children, having
Yes.
that conversation early. If I could do it all again, maybe some things I would change the way I do it. Because as you get older, you learn things, you know. But I think having conversation early, becoming your child's best friend in quotation,
Mm.
someone that they will come to say things. I think that's when things
Yeah.
start to go out of
That is
control.
so that is so important there that your
Yeah,
child should be able to be comfortable to come to you, isn't it?
yeah.
And even so, even though they might feel like you're adults or whatever like that, they should feel comfortable. Somebody said, Joan, did you teach at George Headley Primary?
Yes, I did. That's my
Okay.
first teaching job, 1988.
Wow.
Mm.
Them find you. Them find you. You're not trying to hide. Somebody find you. And also, Chip, you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. Love this one, Miss Green. So therefore, there we are. If I forget it, somebody Triple A Spencer has made sure that I never forget it. Silburn, what year did you attend Yorkestle High School? 1985, class of 1985. I used to break dance and spin on my back and all those sort of things, straight out of Oche. That's my plug personally,
Okay.
you know. And as you already got us and fantastic. But listen, Joan, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. But let me just check again. In final, what advice? I know we said it already, but I want to just sort of you can package it in. What closing advice would you give to parents about 11 plus? I know we touched on that bit about the Nigerians going for it more and the Africans going for it more. The Caribbean is sort of lacking. What's your final word? I want to package this one and even put it as a clip
What
to,
would
to
be my
challenge your people. Yeah.
final word is there's nothing that we cannot do. Nothing is impossible. And so we should go for it. Go get our children, giving them the mindset that they can do anything. And grammar school is a part of that. Go for it. I know it can be a bit expensive in terms of tuition, but you know what? We have to invest in our children. We just have to invest in our children, and just go for it. Invest in our children. Go for what you create their dream. Help to create their dream, because
Yeah.
lots of times I would say children don't necessarily know exactly what they want, and that is why they have us as parents. They
Mm.
don't know, and I've seen it. Some children don't want to do the 11 plus, and they make up their face, and they don't want to do it. That's why I wrote the book, because parents will need to talk to their children, and they don't. And when they pass the exam,
Yeah.
oh, miss, that's it.
So you have seen where they don't want to. You have
Yes,
seen the ability which is within them. You have
yes.
pushed the parents, and then you have seen when when they're successful, they are wow. They're on top of
Wow.
related.
Miss, I can't believe it. Miss. And parents scream, and loving it, and I'm like, okay. You
Yeah.
remember the tears. I'm like, oh, I'm killing you. But there
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
Hard
Yes.
work pays off. That's the end
Joan.
of the day. Hard work pays off. Everything we do, uh, sometimes it seems easy to everybody else, but it's hard work for us. So hard work pays off. And in the end, I think children should really have a goal once their parents think it's something that they are willing to
Mm,
support their children with. We can't leave them by themselves. They can't do it on their own. They'll need your
yes.
support. My Caribbean folks, please start pushing your children to
Yes.
push them as hard as you
Start. Start.
can.
Start pushing them. Is that what you said? Start pushing
Start
them.
pushing
Start.
them. Yeah,
Start pushing them. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Well, Joan.
More.
Yeah. More. Well, Joan. Unless there's any last word you want to say, is that it? I want to make sure that you got your last bit in. People get your books to them. How to get
Get
your
my
book?
book. Get my book. Visit my website. Visit Amazon. I'm an Amazon bestseller author, and I want to go far and wide. And look out for my next book.
You didn't say about your tuition. You also offer tuition as well, please.
Okay, I thought we had said that at the beginning. I'm
But
sorry.
yeah,
Yes,
let's finish that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, tuition in Thamesmead, and I hope I'm going to go wider. But at the moment, I'm based in Thamesmead, Southeast London.
Yeah.
I do one-to-one and small groups um, on a Saturday and during the week as well.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, Joan, thank you so much for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get our book at website brightertuition.co.uk and on Amazon, which is number one bestseller. Telephone number 07841 which is their business number. All you need to know about 11 plus. Very inspirational and powerful interview. And of course, you can watch it on replay, share it to your friends, use it as an educational tool to inspire and to motivate someone as well. And want to thank you, Joan, for coming on as well. All right. Thank you very much, Joan. Okay.
Oh, somebody
Okay.
want me to offer into Peckham.
Oh, somebody what?
Wants
Did
me
you
to offer tuition in Peckham.
Okay, okay. I know a great teacher in the UK. Please give the title of the book. Uh okay, the title of the book is All You Need to Know About 11 Plus. Let me just make it much easier for you right here while we're here, since people are asking questions. All you need to know about 11 plus. There it is. I All you need to know about 11 plus. Okay. And since persons are asking questions, might as well we just find out what they're saying. Um, Let me just take away this cover here, Joan. Um, what is present? Joan, I know a great teacher in the UK would be a great tuition. Can you say your details, please? Okay, the detail is there already. It will be on my YouTube channel. It will be on the YouTube channel as well, so you can find everything as well. So all of it is there. Okay, Joan. Listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me tonight on the SYLBOURNE Show. You can actually watch the show on Saturday night, where we'll have Talk and Sip, which of course is my show where we look at some of the top news as well. This Thursday night, you can actually watch the In Review, which we look at some of the top news. You know, the big news, of course, is regarding Ukraine and Russia. We see what is happening. If you want to be a guest as well and want to share your views, please come on. In a couple of weeks, we'll be having the God and Government Project. Yes, what has God got to say? What is God about? In government, the project. You can check that out as well, and more interviews coming up as well. So I want to thank you so much, and remember to like and subscribe to the SYLBOURNE Show. Like and subscribe on Instagram, on Facebook as well. Thank you. All the best for everybody. Thank you to those who Dolores, Sakana Calendar, Maxine, Scotty, and everybody else. Have a good night. Bye bye.